Okay, so this week's Parashat covers the first pasuk. We must learn Ha'orah out, because since the Torah is a truth, and therefore truth never gets old, and therefore it's always relevant, and specifically because if you interchange the letters of Torah, it becomes a Ha'orah. So what is the Ha'orah? Kadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe Rabbeinu that Shmi Vaera Nodati and rather Bekel Shakai, that Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov interacted with the Kadosh Baruch Hu with the name Bekel Shakai. That's not relevant to us. We're not now in the time of Matan Torah. We're post. We have Shmi Vaera. That is one question, and seemingly it's another thing is we find that Rashi writes Shmi Vaera Nodati. He says Lo nikalti lem b'midat b'amitit sheli. Kadosh Baruch Hu is telling about avot that he wasn't recognized with his true midah. The explanation is like this: that really we know Matan Torah brought something that one by effort, regardless if it's the effort of Abraham, of Yitzhak, and Yaakov, they cannot bring this about. What is the uniqueness of Matan Torah? So we know that Matan Torah brought about the Gilui of Havaya. And this basically means that Kadosh Baruch Hu is able to be grasped and able to be fully channeled into this world through specific actions he chose, the mitzvot, and through the Torah. Now, the unique part of the Torah is that every single letter that's written in it is 100% holy, and its bli gvul has no limits. It has it's an otherworldly entity in this world. So that means that there's a Rambam in the Morena B'Chum writes, I'm going to read quote, "Ikula mipi agvura en efresh ben bnei cham bnei cham kush u'mitzrayim v'shem ishto mi'itavel v'timna itapi lagesh uben anochi avai elokecha shema Yisrael." One word is discussing the children of Ishmael, and it's discussing concubines. And the second pasuk is referring to the pinnacle of our emunah, anochi Hashem elokecha or Shema Yisrael. One would think this is a Rachok Mizrach Ma'arav. Where are they both written in the Torah? Therefore, because the Torah has it, it's 100%. Everything is 100% kadosh. What is the reason for this? The reason is because the Torah is unlimited. The Torah doesn't have. It's the Torah that's mentioning it, and then the Torah has the Kadosh Baruch Hu within it in the most revealed way, and therefore it's not relevant what the subject matter is. It's relevant who's the one that's saying it. The Torah is saying it's how the thing is there, and it's 100% kedusha. And they accomplish both. We connect to Kadosh Baruch Hu by learning both of these psukim. Now, we find by Yaakov that he, on one hand, he encapsulated this idea of becoming fully unified with the Torah, and therefore we find by him that he was able to integrate it into his own being. And that's why we find that despite all the trials and tribulations he had, whether by Lavan, whether fighting with Esav, whether dealing, he always had this shlemut, this wholesomeness to himself. Yavo, Yaakov, Shalem. Always complete. And even post Shechem, that Shechem is a place that was known for bad stuff happening there. Even post Shechem, we find that Yavo Yaakov Shalem ir Shechem. And even there, even the worst possible place of the world, he remained b'shlemut. Now, this is what does this have to do with us, right? So this is exactly the idea that even a Yehudi, even that we post Matan Torah, we have to know that true we have this otherworldly power of the Torah mitzvot that really bring us to heights that the Avot didn't have access to. However, the integration into the being, into the natural order of things, that's something that they did to perfection. And this is a horah that we must have. On one hand, we must have the idea of the Torah, that the Torah is otherworldly, and if one's more connected to Torah, so then the more he defines his being and the Torah are one, so then the more shneimut he has. On the other hand, this must be brought down in full natural order of things of his own character and the world's character. Now, there's a very interesting thing is that we, the Am Yisrael, are not called Bnei Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. We're not called separate entity. We're called the children of. And that this is coming to say that every single child has the shlemut that Yaakov Avinu exemplified. That means that every single Yehudi is shalem. Now, if one finds that a Yehudi is found in a very bad place, he's found in the worst possible and the lowest steps of the darkest place of these worlds, and he's seemingly a party. He's in Shechem. The response to that is that we know that he's a son of Yaakov, and therefore he has shlemut within him, and he is shalem. And furthermore, we find Torah tziva lanu Moshe Morasha. We have a Yerusha. Without doing anything, every person is connected to Torah in its entirety, and that gives him the shlemut. That gives him the wholesomeness that a person has. So therefore, if this is a takeaway, and with this we're going to end. If one doesn't find an advantage or something good to say about a Yehudi, that doesn't mean it's not there. That means that one did not look deep enough. And therefore, it's very, very important that one should refrain from saying anything negative, even though one could say, this is a chas v'chalila, to say that anything, to rationalize anything that's bad happening to a Yehudi, chas v'chalila, to discuss in a way of there is a payback, chas v'chalila, to discuss that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was doing to Averot, chas v'chalila, to discuss at that time in 91 there was a rabbi that discussed that there's going to be another Holocaust in Eretz Yisrael, chas v'chalila. So chas v'chalila, to say such a thing, that there's from now on, these are the words of the Rebbe, ach tov v'chesed, only good and kindness, v'tov v'nireh v'nigleh, that's going to be exposed and fully palpable good, to Yadei, to every single Jew, to Ali, to all the Jews, b'chol makom shehem, every single place they are, b'hadgasha, and it should be emphasized, tov v'nireh v'nigleh. And this continues on. And then he says, chas v'chalila, to discuss that regarding a Yehudi, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is beroges. Beroges is anger. The Eibishter, I'm going to read it in Yiddish because it's so profound. The Eibishter at libid, the Eibishter, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves the Jew, and his love is an essential love. Every place and time. You love HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He loves us with the tremendous amount of love. And that he loves us, he chooses us with love. And then he says another very important thing is that when we mention the korbanot, as the Khalil of the Holocaust, we say Hashem yinkom damam, and we say shemasru nafsham al kedushat Hashem, that they're all korbanot, that they died on Kiddush Hashem, like Rabbi Akiva, and many of the tzaddikim that died on Kiddush Hashem. And Hashem needs to make the cheshbon, and He needs to do the revenge of all these dam avada v'shafuch, the split blood of Am Yisrael. So chas v'chalila, again, the takeaway is chas v'chalila, to mention something negative about another Jewish person, because you're not speaking, what you see is not, you're not seeing right. You got to change your glasses, because you're seeing right now a child of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Second thing is, you cannot rationalize and say this is in connection to that. This is a result of that. Third thing is, one is to discuss to discuss people that got killed, in whether it's any tragedy, whether it's the Shoah or thereafter, they are all 100% Ne'egua Kiddush Hashem, and anybody that says different. So we're going to review that in a second.